my friend. There you go.
There we go. What is going on? Good. How about yourself?
Very well, thank you. Very well.
Good, man. You, I had to tell you this. I of course recognize you because you're highly active in the group and stuff like that. But I love. I remember at my Funnel Hacking Live when you got your 2 Comma Club award, you showed the tattoo. I was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
That's great, man. That's great. So tell me a
it.
little bit about yourself and what brings us to today.
Yeah. So, I have a digital marketing agency. So been active the past couple of years. Our doors have been open, I suppose. I spent the last 9 years in kind of the digital marketing space in various capacities. So I started off cold calling for a print marketing company, and then I moved to a social media marketing startup, which was a lot of what we're modeling our current thing off of now, because that went to the wayside. The business went under for a number of different reasons, but mainly a divorce started the snowball, and not for me, for the guy that owned it. And then so things I had to go get a job in corporate, and it was oddly enough for a print marketing company again in the digital side.
Gotcha.
And I if you've been digging into charts and stuff, I'm sure that you have, and understanding that like we're a certain personality type. I remember working my way up and getting my hand slapped for like taking initiative or whatever, being disruptive. So that brings us to where we are now. My partner Brandon and I, he owns and runs a real estate team.
Okay.
Of realtors. I also have my real estate license, but I am the CEO of 87 Media, our digital marketing company, and he partners with me in that very much on the strategy because he's so indoctrinated in ClickFunnels and Russell, all that sort of stuff.
Cool.
So yeah, man. So it's a little bit about me, and yeah, man. I just thank you for taking the time. I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank
no
you.
worries. Of course. Where are you finding your major hang up, or what's going on?
Yeah, so
let me send this. I'm sorry. Let me finish this 1 second and finish this email here. 1 second.
Please, no, go nuts.
Those dates are. I can't think all of a sudden. March. We are in April. Sorry, 1 second, my friend. April,
you are fine, man.
15th through 19th. Damn, perfect. All right. Sorry. Right when you jumped on, I didn't want to be rude to interrupt, but I had to finish it. Sorry.
Yeah, trust me, you are not being rude to me. You are giving me your time, so you are good. Thank you.
So with your agency, again, tell me where your roadblock is, where you're feeling your major problem is.
Yeah, so I'll answer that 2 ways. The first way is I'll give you a scenario where your name was given to me by Sarah Morrison, our ClickFunnels coach.
She's great.
She's amazing. She's so awesome. And what we've been doing over the past couple of years is really kind of honing, because first of all, as you well know, with a digital marketing agency, is you take anyone that'll give you money for a little bit, and I've got to do that, and we crawled our way out of that hole where we're like, okay, not only are we looking to fire some clients, we have fired a couple of clients, but like really honing in who do we really want to serve and how do we want to do it, right? And what I found, and this is me personally and also Brandon, was it doesn't necessarily fall into a niche necessarily. And what it falls into a certain type of possibly entrepreneur or business owner or something along those lines. So how we're kind of defining that a little bit is someone that understands the value of marketing, right? So maybe, and how I define that is like, maybe they're spending money in traditional methods and they don't know how to leverage tools like social media, like sales funnels, like activating a current customer list. There's money sitting there for one prospect that we have, a large franchise, an eyeglass franchise, and they have 1 million emails on their list. Like,
wow.
Go, and they're not sending much to them. We've been asking them. So it's like, there's money sitting right there. Just go get it,
Well, let me ask you this first of all. Do they email it at all, this list?
They email like newsletters, basically. That's basically it.
Is that a monthly newsletter, weekly? How does that work?
It would be a monthly newsletter, yeah.
And you know what their open rates are on this newsletter?
I don't. We're still getting into the weeds with them a little bit, yeah. But no, and I appreciate you asking too. But that was one where like why I scheduled the call with you today was I got into a conversation this past Thursday with someone that was in the e-com space, and that's a weakness of mine. I am not in that at all. So yeah, I wanted to just talk with some people that knew more than I did, help me give me some guidance of even just like how to approach that and how, because I'm very familiar with like social media marketing and putting a retainer together and saying, hey, this is a couple $1,000. We're going to do this for social. We're going to run some Facebook ads, get you a few leads, and it could be a restaurant, it could be, whatever.
Sure.
So the company or website is zbox.com. If you wanted to jump into that, and just kind of wanted some feedback as to the window that I'm looking to jump through here is they were like, yeah, there's definitely some opportunities in things like Google Ads and Google AdWords and stuff like that.
So it's all these different parts, basically car parts?
Yeah, it's car parts and like tractor parts, for example, like Caterpillar. They have all of those types of things. So as you know, obviously in 2CCX, it's our second year in 2CCX, so we're very indoctrinated with all that stuff. It was like, I wanted to best serve this client by saying, like, not just use my knowledge, but to like, here's how you could do that. I'm familiar with like upsells. I would probably reviews or something they're going to want to look at. Mm-hmm. Putting together strong offers, having the ability to not have the cart close, obviously driving traffic, but there's just a disconnect for me because I didn't really know how to be like, oh, well, here's your proposed service. Am I making sense? I know it's a little bit vague, but just was having some trouble coming up with a way to be like helping this e-commerce client.
Okay, so using funnels and emails and messenger bots too. Are you messenger bots too, right?
Yep.
Okay, so just be 100% clear. That's our main focus is like, how do I take this e-com and turn it into something for a person using specifically funnels, emails, and bots?
Yeah. Yep.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Right. So
much better put than what I said. So that's
no worries, man. No worries. I just want to make sure we're on the same page. So the first thing you have to realize is, who is this target customer? And you will have to do research. You might have to talk to ZBox, but who is this? I'm guessing most of their guys are males, probably 25 to 45. I mean, just quick off the top demographic. They're probably
we asked some of the questions they're largely their buying base right about in that ballpark. So you absolutely nailed that. And also they would have a mix of not only B2C where someone has their own piece of equipment they want to go buy the parts for, but also there could be a B2B element with shops and stuff like that.
Perfect. So realize, first of all, that B2B, B2C, two different funnels no matter what.
Totally, yeah.
We're two different funnels.
I'm going to type if you don't mind. I'm going to, take notes.
What's that?
I'm just taking notes, so don't mind.
Worries, bro. No worries. So first of all, B2B and B2C, two different funnels, two different people we're speaking to. Let's go first with, which one's bigger, B2B or B2C for them?
Right now, they're really only getting a lot of business from basically like channel accounts, right? So, B2B, certain companies running their stuff through them, right?
Okay, so let's go with that in mind then, if that's where their major business is right now. With that, you have to think of that customer's mind. So what is their problems for business? Running out of parts, not being able to get something quick enough, maybe quality things, because you have to think about this as the owner of another business. What's different? Because if you're just going on everybody sells heat shields and it becomes a race to the bottom, all of Russell Brunson.
Absolutely right.
Yeah. Fun. So we have to go through a customer journey with that person on what problems are we going to solve, for them using these products, and what things can we bundle together too? Maybe there's certain things that we can make packages of that's not available on here. Maybe people that buy gaskets always buy hoses. I have no clue.
Sure. No clue at all. And that's okay. I think a lot of what I wanted to learn was, like you said, I have no clue either, and that's all right. I'm really just I love the fact that you're kind of workshopping this because I want to start thinking like this as well, and I felt very challenged on Thursday because I wasn't thinking like that, and I need to, because if I get in that frame of mind, I'm a better service to these guys, hands down, for sure. Right. So
the number one thing people do when they see products like this is they're like, I'm going to make it like a Shopify or Amazon. I'll put and that's the number one thing. It's like, dude, that's Shopify or Amazon. That's not funnels. Funnels go with a purpose or a mind or something, a focus or a theme, If we're targeting business people, like, again, other than price being the lowest, I mean, I wish I knew more. My dad, if he was here, he'd be like, this is what you need to know about car marketing. I don't know nothing, man. You ask me about marketing, I'll crack this about car.
Sure.
But again, that even that, it goes a funnel goes one theme, one focus, and then your upsell is, okay, what's the next problem I'm going to solve in this customer's journey? So if they're buying, I don't know, maybe a camshaft, do they need a new wheel mount thingy with it or something, but what's like the next thing up? So maybe you offer that as your upsell,
Yeah.
You want to have
I love, you're absolutely right. And what you made me think is you said something before, is you were saying like, could you layer on convenience and things like that?
Sure.
I'd have to ask Z-Box, but my hunch is based on their customers is they're probably buying things when they need them. And it's probably an oh crap moment, right? So doubling down on convenience, and also, hey, do you want two of these? That way it prevents you from being out, or
maybe subscription.
There you go.
What if you did that? What if you're like, I know I'm running out of these every 30 days. What if we could be the Amazon of auto parts and we get a subscription where like, hey, we have one sent to you every 30 days, and if for some reason it starts backing up, you can always turn it off or whatever. But realistically, most businesses are going to know, hey, I go through X amount of gas, or they should.
Right.
Hoses, there's certain, especially things that are more of parts that wear out quicker and stuff, comparative. I don't know if they're selling as many fuel pumps or starting motors or turbo. These are all questions like, and also find out this, what is your best selling product? Because that's what we want to put as one of the main things in our number one funnel. Because like, if we know that's going to sell, let's work with that and figure out how we can cut down our advertising costs. So if we're running, say, Facebook ads and say turbochargers are our number one thing, right? So with that, would it not be like maybe a basic video of like top things, how to take care of your turbocharger, something that's not like too technical, but it's like something, if I got a turbocharger, a PDF book of something, you know what I mean? Maybe like, I just don't know, but you know what I'm saying, right?
No, Jeff, this is incredibly helpful, because these are things that, these are questions you're asking, and like you said, you don't know the industry, and I'm not as much worried about as one who does know the industry is Z-Box. Now, I want to be thinking like this. Like, this is what I realized since I even scheduled the call with you, is I was like, hey, I'd love Jeff's feedback on like almost like a tactical thing. Like, oh, should I put an upsell here? And actually, you got to back that up quite a bit, which, again, I'm so thankful that you started talking this way, because I was thinking that exact thing. Is like, I did the same thing. I was like, well, I don't know, because I don't know the industry, but kind of be thinking like this. Because, what you were just saying was, what's your best selling product and what goes there with that? Yeah, but also, like, what if you had all of your products that wear out? Like, there's belts in there and all that type of stuff. Like, that could be its own little thing. That's a subscription model. Stuff like that.
I love it. Like, things like that. Like, maybe there's a certain, like, again, sticking with, say, turbochargers, maybe there's a certain oil or grease or something. Perfect order bump. Hey, look. We know this grease. We recommend this grease because of its quality to go with this. Click here and we'll include the order so you don't have to go somewhere else, because you have, especially if it's something they know they have to get. Like my dad we went and got a battery though for my car, and there's a special like electrical conductive grease that you want to put on there realistic. Like, here's the sad thing is, like, don't tell anyone, but I put in plenty batteries and never used this grease stuff before. But they're like telling me like, this is how, like the mechanic people are like, yeah, it's standard knowledge. And I'm like,
totally didn't know,
right? So, but that's the thing. If I saw a checkbox where I'm getting this and they're like $5, here's this grease and maybe even a little guide to make sure you put the grease on right.
Totally.
Now you're also making something that's not necessarily product versus product. It's you have a commodity of something or a bundle of something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you were getting to it. Yeah, you were getting to it too. Is like stuff like kind of lead baity, right? Where it could be like hey, cleaning that part. Here's not only the cleaning kit, but like here's how you maintain this stuff so it'll last longer. What? Yeah, that's brilliant.
Or
stuff.
what if like you're talking about a tire mount or something that you need 4 of, and you like, hey, buy 3. As silly as it sounds, buy 3, get the 4th one free. I need 4. I get it, you know what I mean? And I'm giving a little discount, and people are like, wow, I'm only paying for it. I'm getting one free. In their mind, they're like pulling one over on you. You know what I mean? Like, so maybe something like that. Maybe that's your opt-in too. Put your name in here below if you like to be able to get your 4th tire mount free or whatever.
Sure.
Or maybe you could get maybe something cheap like gaskets or something if they do a high volume of that. Maybe that's your self-liquidating offer where it's free plus shipping. We're going to send you the gaskets, add $2 on it or whatever, so maybe you can even make a little money on it.
Sure.
And all of a sudden now you're getting paid to take customers in.
Totally.
I mean, like, you know.
Yeah. No, that's beautiful stuff. That's a good idea. And then also just like going back to like leverage that customer list, man. Like,
right. Well, that's the thing too. Here's what realize with the customer list though, at once a month, you're gonna have to do an engagement campaign. You're gonna have to start getting them used because these people a month is BS, dude. Like that's like I'm just doing it enough so I can say I'm doing it. Like that's what a month is. Dude. Like, let's be real. So they email list to keep them active should be hitting at least 3 to 5 times a week, but it needs to be content. It can't just be offers. Like, I mean, dude, just think about all this stuff that they have. If they had how-to videos on how to use this or ways to think about it, and that was your email, and then at the bottom you're like, hey, by the way, if you're needing it, you need this part, click here, and it takes them right to it. I mean, come on, let's go. Like this is like,
hell yeah.
I mean, like stuff like that. Here, you want to incorporate a bot? Check this out. I'm getting all excited here. So once we have to give out a prize of some sort to the list. First of all, we got to get this is after the list is starting to engage again.
Totally.
If you're sending this out right now, it doesn't matter if we're offering a car for free. We're not going to get engagement because no one's looking for the emails. No one's looking for them. So we have to build. It's probably going to take a solid 30 days of valuable content coming out 3 to 5 times a week before we even need to think about an offer. Maybe we could go 2 weeks, but like we need to build engagement. We want people to be like, dude, when's the next one coming out from freaking Z-Box?
Yeah,
you know?
sure.
Like that's what we seriously. So, but when that happens, here's how you move your entire email list to Messenger. Offer something super cool. It could be a bundle. It could be, I mean, dude, it could be the most expensive thing you have. Tell tell Z-Box it needs to be written off as marketing, so it's a non-loss to them. They at that point you put it up. Hey, fill out this 10, 12 questions questionnaire in Messenger for us. We're going to do a random drawing to give away this $1,000 motor or whatever. You know.
Sure.
So what you do is you send that out to the whole list. You have a reference to URL that goes back to Messenger, so they click on it. Here's what you do. You ask them all the qualifying questions, what they do, so you hyper-segment your audience. So, hey, do you use dampers more than heat shields? Yes. How often do you use these? And then you tag them depending on what they pick. So now when you go to the profile, it's like Bob gets heat shields every 3 months, and he also likes to get – I mean, like, people like to talk about themselves.
Totally.
So make it like a little choose your own adventure on how often and what do you use, how much do you spend, what type of cart. I mean, like, dude, you can do so much in Messenger. And then it hyper segments it. And then like, you're like, oh, let's make a sale on pistons this week. Who likes pistons? Boom, you know, and just sends right out to the piston guys or right to the muffler guys. And that's taking 1 million people off of email and moving them in Messenger where you're email at best, you're getting 30% open rates.
Yep.
Messenger, it's like 80%. Sucks. So just look into the number difference. It's like, so it's just, and you just keep doing that like every couple of months until your Messenger bot list is 1 million.
Yep.
And that's just cash money in the bank, dude.
Oh, that's brilliant. I love that. Dude, you shook my brain. It kind of
Oh,
hurt.
awesome, man. Please tell Sarah that I
Hell
was
yeah,
able to shake your brain, dude.
Hell yeah, man. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, it's like, here's what's crazy to me, man, is like, everyone gets like so bent into like the tactical, but once you really, like, you started the conversation, right? And you were like, okay, let's think about what they need. Let's think about this, think about this. And then from that stems a lot of the tactical stuff, in where we're talking about like the bot and stuff like that, but you led with, you got to engage them, you got to get them warmed up, and people miss those things constantly. So, holy crap, I love this.
Yeah, I mean, it is, dude. It's just, these are just like, to make things like that work, these are the things that are going to, I mean, if you have a 1 million person email list, dude, this is crazy to say, like, the stats at the low end say they should be making $1 for every name on their email list.
Mm-hmm.
They should be making $1 million effing dollars a month, man. Are you kidding me? You should walk up to him and just slap him, just be, bam, dude, come on. Come on. What if we screw that up and we only did half that? $500,000 a month from email.
Yeah.
Dude.
$1
So, but the one problem, like, is going to be getting them to actually make the content.
Yeah.
Or finding, okay, say they don't want, I'm gonna give you some gold here, brother. So say that they don't want to.
Yeah.
YouTube, everything out there, as long as you give direct reference back to where you got the source from, is up for grabs for, like, not repurposing, but like you can put it on a page, you can do something with it. Like, so maybe I'm going to go with dampers. Maybe I go find the top rated dampers video. I bring it in. I give a talk about it. You know what? Bob in this damper video, the thing that I really liked is how he pointed this out. So you even critique it positively. You're sending views to their page, so how can they be mad at you? Because you're literally sending it to their YouTube page, but it's your content that's elevating your status now, dude.
Totally.
And you don't have to you don't have to do anything but come up for some thing. Have them say, "Hey, watch this video and give me and it could be a 10-minute. It doesn't have to be long. But you gotta find the best, dude. Find the top. It could be a viral. Maybe there's a viral video on Pistons. I don't know.
I'm sure that YouTube's got, only billions of hours or whatever,
So go find it, bring it in, and just make sure you give all the credit to that person. But the cool thing is, the higher elevated that person is, like if I'm going, Tony Robbins says about Pistons, and I have a video of me talking about it, agreeing, and then showing video, people psychologically automatically associate me with Tony and elevate my status now.
Yeah.
Even though I've never even talked to Tony.
That's one of my favorite, like, Russell Brunson moves, right? Is the association Dream 100ing. I was like, oh, that's so nasty. Like, Kiyosaki's done that. Oh gosh, it's been awesome. Actually, Russell's done with Kiyosaki.
That's a perfect way to build out an email sequence. If a customer or client won't make you, is to at least go out and curate videos from other. You can even do a bundle if you wanted, like maybe you're gathering all Honda videos for hoses. I don't know.
Absolutely.
But if these people really want to, I mean, this is like, really tell them, like, industry statistics, it's like $1 for an email list is what that's bad.
Yeah.
So, like, if they can't just look at the numbers, like, hey, if I could get that for you, would my salary be worth even 10%? That's $100K a month. But you need to be like, you're seriously having to bust your butt for this time. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But just think about that. Like, a return on investment, especially for a company, if you're in the door talking to them and you can be like, hey, within 30 to 60 days, we should be getting at least, let's say bad end, $500,000 in engagement from this list once we've warmed it up the first 30 days, 15 days after that of engagement, for him, so 45 days.
I know. It writes itself, right? Jeez Louise.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's, and the best thing about that is you can just hit them all logical. Just be like, here is the statistics for email. If we have 1 million and we send out and say we get a 10% open rate, take a decimal, move it back. That's 100,000 people that open it.
Yep.
Let's say that we get a even 10% click-through rate, which is pretty high, but let's say we get a 10 through so we can do easy math here. You move a decimal point over again,
Sure.
but that's 100,000 people that clicked on it.
Yep.
And then say even on a low end, let's say we have a 2% of that. That means what? 100, so what's that? 100, so like 2,000 people bought, right?
Yeah.
And that's crappy math.
Yeah, right.
Like imagine if like we crush it and it's like really good. Like keep everything low end, so that way you're like, look, these are what the standards are, the very low end.
Yep.
So if we hit that, crap, would it be even bad? Let's say we just starting out do $100,000 the first month because we're doing nothing now, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So
exactly. Yeah, they just have no idea how to even leverage that stuff. And also, here's the crazy thing is, so I was talking with them a little bit about kind of offers and how to structure them and how that kind of goes together. And they're telling me, at least for some of these parts and stuff like that, granted, a lot of them, I'm sure, are need-based, so like, look, you're not buying 3 when you don't need 3, right? But the whole point is the markup on these things is pretty hefty, because like, especially if it's like one part for a Caterpillar thing, like, it could be marked up to $2,000 when this part really costs $300. So that allows you a lot of creativity to be able to do some of this stuff, so.
Well, you have to think anyone that here is probably pretty hot for a part too. It's like most people are going like, I don't know, but like, I don't know if anybody's like touring the internet looking at turbochargers.
I agree.
If they're not interested in buying, So like, for instance, either in Messenger, one of the things I like to do is at the checkout, when they first put in their name, I'll put a little checkbox and I'll put some cool like lead magnet that everybody wants, like top 10 ways to save on gas mileage or something like that. Sure. Like, because it's going to be broad. That's anyone that's coming into these parts like, I'd like to know how to save. I think everybody would like to know how to cut down on their gas mileage. You know what I mean? So something like that, go check here and we'll send this to you in Messenger. So you're going to get a double opt-in that way. You'll put their email, which will add them to your email list. They'll check the box. You can send it to them in email, but also send it to them in Messenger. But the beautiful thing is you put that in, like, the next step is like, say now they go to abandoned cart, they go to checkout, right?
Yeah.
We have it trigger in Messenger versus via like Zapier, or even just keep it in ClickFunnels and send them an email or a message right away that's an abandoned cart. Hey, I saw that you were here and started. Did something break? Did car catch on fire? Keep it a little light, but it'd be like, we want to make sure that you get the best service, so we kept your spot open right here at the same spot you left off. Go ahead and finish your order. You'll be surprised. A lot of people will go back because the kid could have pooped on the floor. Aunt Rose could have called. Aunt Jenny could have posted something cool on Facebook, or somebody did some truck picture or something. Like, there's a million things. So then you give them that. You send them one more saying, hey, we're going to only hold your spot where you had it in your cart for one more day, because even if, just for some urgency. And then after that, we go, look, we're going to close it, but because we care so much about you, you finally offer them a discount.
Yes, I like that.
Finally, you're like, hey, look, 20% off, because let's be real, 20% off is better than nothing off nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So as long as you get like Z-Box to agree with something like that, whatever they feel comfortable is like an automatic discount if you abandon cart.
Yep.
Guarantee you'll get a 20% up, dude. Like 20% raise. Like seriously, from that type of stuff. Because think about you. If you were you and you were buying, like, I don't know what you buy, but like, let's say I'm buying new computer parts or something.
Sure.
So, and I'm thinking about it, but I'm like, I'm gonna go check Walmart or something, or Egghead or whatever other place.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden I get these engagement. If I haven't bought somewhere else, if I all of a sudden get, because really, if I'm shopping that much, it's usually price.
Oh yeah, right.
So if I can hit that price little button, I mean, sure, you'll get some people that will buy just because you made it convenient for them. And I was looking at that, I was looking at the other, and that place was the same, so I'm just gonna go here and buy anyway.
Yeah.
But they don't have that in place.
Yes, 100%. 100%.
So those are things right there that, like, that re-engagement, and then even following it up to the point where after they abandon cart, if you can track what product it is, then when next time you have a special on that product, they for sure get an email.
Oh yeah.
If they're like looking at idlers and they abandon cart on idlers, then next time we have an idler sale, they're on the idler sale list, abandoned cart, idler sale. You know, I would have literally abandoned cart for each one, because then you just know. I mean, those are like super hot. If they haven't bought yet, price, you know.
Oh yeah. No, that's super smart too. Good night. I love it. So I'm just laughing so much because I wish I started doing this a year ago. I just started to ask questions of people, because these are things that, like, you know, that it's like money just sitting there, right? And everyone's got their superpowers. Everyone's got things that they're good at. And gosh dang it, I wish I was doing this a long time ago.
Out, though. Realize this, and this is what's going to make you a lot of money. You are going to make a lot of money in this. The things that I've told you applies to every business.
It's true. That's true.
Mean, like, literally, I'm giving you the step-by-steps on how you can go to a freaking car wash that has a list, or so if they have any type of engagement and they're taking, like, how many times have you gone somewhere and you're like, oh, can we have your email? You're like, what's that for? And they're like, oh, so we can just check you in or out or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And you're like, that's all you're doing with it? Like, are you kidding me? Like, hey, come here, let me talk to you. I got to tell you how I'm going to make you $1 million. Because think about all these lists. All you have to do is get them re-engaged. Then a la Gary V, value, boom, hit them with the offer. I mean, it's just, if they don't have anything.
Yeah.
Man. So any business, like, here's the wonderful thing about what we do is there's tons of businesses out there that have no clue how to market. So like these people that could be doing $1 million plus a year in sales, but they don't have anything in place. They just have traffic.
Yeah. Yeah. And not very good traffic at that.
Right. And then that's the thing too. Like that just makes, let me see if I can actually pull up how much traffic they're getting. No, it doesn't say, they haven't verified. But that's the thing too. Like, man, it is literally just money that they're burning. Like, and there's tons of businesses just like this model.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, like there's still people using the damn yellow pages. Are you kidding me?
You would have appreciated my I Snapchatted some of my friends that are, you know, in our industry or whatever, and I just said the proper way to use the yellow pages, and I took the yellow pages to get up to my house and put it right in the trash.
Right, like maybe put it in the fireplace to keep you warm. You know?
Yeah, at least useful. Like,
yeah, sure. Nowadays.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, dude, Jeff, thank you. Holy crap. Like I said, you shook my brain. I don't want to take up, you know, any more of your time. You've been so giving with it. I really, really, really appreciate it.
Let me ask one more thing, unless you have a direct question, because like I just want.
I do have one follow-up direct question, but yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so if you can do this, the number one way you're going to be able to make the most sales is put yourself in that person's, like, what is the problem you're solving?
Yeah. Like,
that's really it. Like, what is the problem? Why are they coming here? And then how can I give them the best service solution to solve that problem?
Yep. We start there, you're good, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Like the easy part, it goes easier after that, man. It just gets easier and easier after that.
Yeah. Yeah. I love this. No, my question was this is, part of the struggle, and I'll just be honest, for me was, part of the struggle why I've been a little bit of a lurker in the 2CCX, and I've just started being honest with people about how I felt, was like, I felt like I wanted to get up to a certain point so I could reciprocate and add value somewhere along the way, right? And so how I've kind of flipped that a little bit is I can ask you directly, is there any way that I can help you? And I'm happy to do whatever that is. And then the second thing is just help me understand exactly and specifically like what it is that you do, and if I come across any type of sort of opportunity, I have the who in my brain for that. So that's what I'm asking.
what I do now, what I did do was I did do, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Was service based. Like I made funnels, email marketing, messenger bots, Facebook ads, created a complete ecosystem so that once someone got in, you're not getting out till you make a buy, you know, like literally. Yeah. So whether you come in from YouTube or ads or post or whatever, it's like, and then follow the emails, the messenger bots, just boom, boom, boom until, you know.
I'm writing that down, actually. I created an ecosystem for customers come in and they can't leave until they buy. I love that.
I mean, that's what we do, you know, that's what we do. Like literally, like, and so I had some good results with that. There's my wife. She was working in the background. Now I teach that, because here's the one problem, as you'll find, for First of all, I made the mistake, like you did, of wanting to help everyone when I first started out, which is like put a gun here and pull the trigger because that's the worst thing you can do. Because here's the deal, like first of all, right now, if you look at the statistic, online businesses have roughly like an 80% fail rate.
Sure.
So say you bring you or your team on and say you bring 30% lift, which that's a lot, dude.
Yeah.
It's still a 50-50 flip if everything works out, if they're going to make it, because there's so many factors outside of what we do.
Totally.
But yet if shit doesn't work out, excuse my language, we're the bad guys, dude. We're the bad guys. You know what I mean? Like they paid it. Like, so a lot of stress with that. I'm waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning. I can't sleep because I'm worried about my clients, you know, like I always want to give them the high value. So now I moved to doing more what I'm doing with you.
Yeah.
Coaching, consulting, showing people the steps in a systematic way so they can incorporate everything that I've already done now for their own businesses. So that way it's more, I don't want to say on them, but on them, you know?
Yeah,
like,
totally.
Like, hey, I'm going to show you what works. Because here's the other, and you do it, because here's the thing too, people don't realize this, and this kills me. Russell says this all the time, but people don't hear this part because they're like, hey, you made one of these, we were blessed enough, we launched, and Kevin, we did 1.2 million in 57 days.
Wow.
I mean, so because of that, people are like, well, if Kevin and you could do it, then why can't? Well, Kevin had a lot of traffic too. It was me coming in and putting all the systems in place for him to be able to take that traffic and go, whoosh, you know?
Yes.
Comparative to someone that just made their Instagram account yesterday, and now, or maybe they bought 10,000 likes, which is even worse because now their pixel data and everything's corrupt, you know, and trying to come in and be their savior, because that's what you are. You're their holy spirit. It's gonna, or, you know, or you're the devil. It's either way. That's the thing that sucks. So I made that mistake. Stay away from that.
Yeah.
And then at the the other advice for running an agency, like I said, is they need to have sales, traffic, or both, dude.
Yep. Like
they have to have that. Like that's the thing you need to always make sure of, is they have to have sales and traffic, or you're going to be the guy I just described. In some cases, you're going to be, dude. I had a guy we launched. He paid $25,000 for his ecosystem, for everything, funnels, bots, emails, all that stuff. We launched, did $20,000 his first month, and was mad at me.
Like, dang,
I'm like, are you kidding me? You have a whole system that's next month you'll do 20 and 20 and 20. And he was mad because he's like, why wasn't it 1.2 million?
Wow.
I'm Kevin David, but I can't tell them that, you know what I mean? I can't be like, you know, because they don't want to hear that, dude.
Sure.
But that's, you know, but it's the truth of the matter. It's like people comparing themselves to Russell. You're not Russell Brunson, dude.
Exactly.
If you came to me and you were Russell Brunson, I bet I can make you a funnel and we make $1 million, no problem.
Yep.
No problem.
Yep.
If you are not, if you're Joe Blow and you just made your YouTube channel and shot your first video, it could happen, but the chances are like you making the NBA, you know, from high school if you're a basketball dude. It's like the same thing. That people don't realize that success is like making the all-star leagues, you know?
Yes.
So
totally agree. No, man. I appreciate you saying that too, because other people that I've talked to, you know, as well, just past, you know, a month or so, I've really echoed a lot of what you said too, where like, hey, don't not ask. And that's why I'm so thankful just the 2CCX community in general is it's just, gosh, everyone is so giving, and I'm so thankful for it. And it's just something that I just didn't want to leave anything like that on the table for not only my knowledge, but also leave anything on the table. Like if there's any way I can help you in any way, shape, or form, man, I'm happy.
If I need coaching, send them my way. It's pretty cool because like I'm actually going to launch a course. It's called Funnel Agency Secrets.
Nice.
TPT, it's going to teach people how to basically like everything we're talking about is going to be in there. Like, how do I make money in funnels in the agency capacity?
Yes.
You know, no one's really doing that. And the thing that here's what I've learned working with Kevin and stuff too, that most people don't realize. They're like, I want to teach them X, Y, and Z. I'm going to make a course to teach them. Like I talked to this lady today, I was working with her, and her husband he's like, I'm going to teach people how to do music, how to like craft like like
Yeah.
edited music and make it so it's all like vocally perfect. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
About cars. But again, we're talking, I'm like, you can teach them that, or you can teach them how to make money doing that. That's the difference between you making a couple thousand and you getting a 2 comma club.
Yep.
Because that's great. Sure, people want to know that, but then they're like, okay, now what do I do with it if it's not for me? But if you show them how to turn it into like an agency or a way that they can go out and get new clients, like you have include that chapter in there, how to get clients and bring them in, because now you're something that like, dude, in 30 days I could potentially make all my money back. Now you could charge $1,000 for something, no problem.
Yep.
Because they see a return on investment within 30 days if they do everything,
Yes.
for a lifetime. Dude, now I'm showing, rather than just showing you how to edit videos, I'm giving you a lifetime skill. I'm teaching a man how to fish.
Totally.
It's like.
And what's interesting about all that is my partner and I talk about this all the time is like you were saying that there's an 80% fail rate on digital agencies, right? I believe that's for a number of different reasons. One, it's very easy to get into because there's not much overhead, right? Sure. You don't have to put much thought into it. You can just jump into it and be like, oh, this seems like easy money, right? That's step one. Huge failure rate. Step two is I firmly believe, and because we see this all the time, I'm literally limiting myself to 2 comma X only teaching and coaching or people within this ecosystem because I know that they've indoctrinated to a certain level, right? There are way too many people that come fresh out of, they've learned how to make $100,000 and now, or they made $100,000 in their Facebook ad agency and then they switch trying to sell the shovel and how to go dig for gold. And it's infuriating because it's a one-trick pony situation for someone that truly like such as yourself. Because I've been passively watching a lot of the things that you've been doing and things like that. It's like this guy, you spent. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm trying to remember your story, but you spent like a lot of time, like just like balls to the wall, Russell, like learning, like
dude, it was
like Steven Larson almost, like like you guys were similar.
Just like Steve, I'm blessed to have been able to like talk to Steve. Like we've sort of become friends and stuff, and his story and I resonate so much because like him, I was like, dude, I see the vision. Dude, that's why I got this is because I see what Russell's going to do. And not to sound crazy, but I'm going to ride his coats all the way to the promised land.
Heck yeah. Strap yourself that rocket ship, baby.
Yeah. Once he saw the video, I don't know if you saw where he went in Salesforce. He went over to Salesforce in San Francisco and saw the huge thing that they put on because Russell's the type that like once he sees it can be done, just like he has that story about the 4-minute mile.
Yeah.
Once he sees that, now that he's seen what Salesforce is able to do, holy crap, get the F out of his way. He's going to go crazy, dude. The next 5 years, 3 to 5 years, soon, just like, I tell this to everyone, just like 10 years ago, people were like, do I need a website for my business? Now no one would ever open a business. They'll make a website before they even have a business.
Sure.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Same thing will be that way with the funnels because funnels will be for sales and website will be for information.
Totally.
If you know more about a brand, something like that, you're going to go to the website. You want to sell something, you're going to use a funnel.
I'm writing that down. Funnels are for sales. Websites are for information. I think that
I love it. I'm included. That's awesome. I love it. I as you can tell, I get all excited and passionate because, dude, I know that the information I'm giving to like right now to you is going to totally change the way that you do everything. And because of that, you're going to be so successful. So that just makes me so happy because I'm able to impact people, dude. Like,
yeah, I
mean, seriously, like I get it. Like I've had the pitfalls. I've had the successes. So you get to skip luckily the pitfalls now. But with me, I'm like being able to share this with you. Like, you can literally, I'm not trying to like, I don't mean to be like, but like the cool thing is the next business that comes along, everything we've talked about, you're going to be able to apply that to them and be successful for them.
Yeah.
So it's just, I'm just, it's great. As much as you appreciate talking to me, I appreciate you listening.
Well, thank you. No, I appreciate that. And what you said was really interesting, was impact. And I'll leave you with this. I've taken up enough of your time, but I went and spoke at my local high school actually. And
cool.
And so my story with that was I actually took the at that time it was called marketing class. And I took it and I I remember we were building up business plans, and I remember picking, I was a hockey player for years. I remember picking a hockey is to build a business plan around, which I have no clue how to do. I was like 16, I was like, no idea what I'm doing, So what I wanted to go in and talk to these kids was help them understand, like, no, that if you were to pick like a sporting goods store, because that's what I did because I like sports, that's retail. You have to handle inventory. That's not like pursuing a passion. If you're pursuing a passion like hockey or sport or whatever, go start like a camp where you control the curriculum so I was just trying to shift a little bit, like, hey, shift how you think that, and then also shift the fact that entrepreneurship and doing exactly what we do is an actual possibility. Because I would have started down this road, I wouldn't have gone to college. I wouldn't have gone that route. I would have done it, So why I'm telling you that story is I talked about entrepreneurship drivers with them, and I find with a lot of people, I feel very, very like kind of drawn to people like this is that, if the driver is impact, like everyone has a monetary driver to an extent, but once that's gone, once that's done, impact is the main thing. So I appreciate you, brother. Thank you, because
of course,
you're making a big impact. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Yeah. Speaking of that, somebody even asked that, and it's funny. If you would have asked me a year ago, because people are always evolving into something different. A year ago, what would have been my goal? Like, because whether you believe it or not, whether you believe in like you die and go to heaven, or you turn to energy or whatever, you have a limited time here.
Yeah. And
it used to be, if you'd asked me a year ago, what do you want? I would be like, I just want people to be like, Jeff was a cool dude and we're sorry he's gone, like that type of stuff. But now with stuff like this, like these videos, like being able to engage with people, like I'm putting out tons of content that is this type of stuff. I'm going to be able to impact people long after I'm gone, dude. It's amazing. The internet is changing everything.
Yep. Dang right it is. For the better, too.
I mean, like, dude, this wouldn't have been possible. Like, even this engagement, like, 5 years ago? I don't know the exact, but you know what I mean? Like, if you look at that, even 5 years ago, I would have had to jump on a phone call, and it wouldn't have been the same type of an engagement.
Nope, not even close. No, that's why daily huddles are so valuable, because I get to see everyone's face. So
yeah. So so if like you said, if you do anything, if anybody ever needs any coaching, consulting, I have like a 12-week. I have what I call those 12-week funnel accelerator program.
Okay.
Where literally the first 8 weeks we break down everything about your funnel and ecosystem, your avatar, your offer, your opt-in, your sales page. If you have a webinar, like everything for the first 8 weeks. The last 4 weeks are optimizing and running traffic to it. Like whatever your preferred method is, we're going to start traffic. We're going to optimize and spend 4 weeks, 30 days optimizing your funnel, so that ideally when that 12 weeks over, that you're going to be pretty close to perfect. I mean, as much as you can be in that quick of a timeline. You also, the cool thing is you get 24-hour Voxer access. So if you, every day, at a certain time, I check my Voxer, and if there's 20 messages on there, I answer all 20. So if you have 20, every day you get 20 answers. And then once a week we meet, we go over everything, set goals on what you want to accomplish over the next week, and then the following week I kick you in the ass if you don't have it done. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because here's what people really, like, everyone I talk to, like, accountability is like one of the a lot of people know what to do. They really pay me, as bad as it sounds, just to hold them accountable. Like, it's just, you know what to do, Tommy. Just do this, go down there and do it. And he's like, okay. And I'm like, you doing it, Tommy? He's like, no. I'm like, do it. He's like, okay, I'm doing it. And it's done. And now he's happy,
That was my biggest disconnect when I first took on a coaching client. Because of course, in the weirdest situation of weirdest situations, is the coaching client that I took on was a business coach himself. And I had a really hard time for about 2 months just being like, I'm actually an accountability coach. Did you do the thing I told you to do? You haven't done it for like 3 weeks. Kick you in the ass and get yourself out there. It's so funny.
I learned this from Russell, talking about like inner circles and stuff. Too often we get our own mindset of what people are coming here for. Sometimes they're just coming maybe bullshit with someone for once a week or something, It could be accountability. It could be a community of people. There's a million things why people pay us to do things, to join our programs, to be part of our groups. We are doing them a disservice if we're pigeonholing them and saying, well, you're here for this, so you must be X, Y, and Z.
Totally. That I've only ever like kind of thought that in the back of my brain. You bringing that out in like words and actually saying that is so important. You said you got that from Russell.
Oh yeah, he was originally talking about that when he was talking about like his inner circle and the things that he had actually came that it might have been actually one of his actual podcasts. I think I heard it on Marketing Secrets originally. But that was one of the things that he learned through his inner circle, because some of his people just wanted to hang out with other and network, and he's like, "Oh, I'm trying to teach them and all this." I'm like, I don't want to learn shit, man.
Yeah, they're already making $1 million, whatever.
Right,
you know,
exactly. So that's the thing is we don't limit yourself to what your own mindset is or preconceived ideas.
Yeah, it totally makes sense.
You know, a lot of times do an ask campaign. Hey, what are you doing here? Here's something. Okay, another goal I'm gonna give you. Check this out.
I love
so when people buy, ask them why they bought from you. When they don't buy, ask them why they didn't buy from you. If you have to, even incentivize them so they'll answer, but the messaging you get from them will dictate everything you need to do from that future forward.
Totally, especially with a big list.
Yes. Have a buy list and a not buy list. And dude, the not buy, they're cool. They just didn't buy for us. Realize we messed up if they didn't buy. That's our fault. We did not message them properly. Why? Was it because our prices sucked? We didn't have the selection. We weren't bundled correctly. We thought we were ugly. What happened?
Sure. Yeah. And sometimes you might find out it's because they thought you're ugly, you know?
Yeah. If it's because we're ugly, we can't really change that too much. But, you know, that's the thing. It's like, if you don't ask, you don't know. Just like the people that are with you, did you buy because you like the brand? Do you buy because, why did you buy? Mm-hmm. Again, playing these things up. If you ask enough, you will start to see patterns that you can use to remarket later on.
Yes, 100%. Well, love it. That idea right there just gave me another upsell opportunity for a car dealership client. Jeff, you're awesome. Thanks,
brother. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it.
Love it.
So I'll probably, if you don't mind, just because I feel that this is a lot of value in this, I'm going to probably put it in a group just so other people can watch it and hopefully learn from it. So I just want to always make sure and get your permission before I put it up there.
Please do.
Because these are a lot of questions a lot of people have, and like a lot of mistakes that people make right out of the bat, because especially when we're dealing with products, get so feature. Oh, it's shiny, it's 9 inches, and it lights up, and it's cool. But that doesn't do it. If I'm selling a flashlight, do they really care that it's whatever dimensions or whatever, or even the battery life could be a different thing, but it's the benefits you're going to get from that.
Yes.
Even selling a flashlight, if I'm targeting people that are maybe a mechanic. Remember the last time that you dropped a tool down and you spent 30 minutes trying to find it because you couldn't see it? With our handy dandy click-on light now, you can have it. It will always be, always with pain points, no matter what you're selling.
Yes.
Coaching an item, no matter what.
Yeah, and I'd say since you're going to throw this in the group, I'll double down on that and say totally agree with that. But then also an aha that I had here too was don't in the same way that we do that with like products and things like that, is don't get feature happy with even just ClickFunnels stuff. Yeah. Like what we talked about, which is gold, that you were saying, like the re-engagement campaign and move people over to bots. Like it's all like. That was all for like a reason, and it wasn't just, hey, put bots in your stuff. It was way deeper than that. I just love that. And then putting people on different lists, like that's not an email thing or a bot thing. It's this list is getting engaged in this way, and this, so yeah, I love it.
Yeah, totally.
Use it anywhere, man. Anywhere.
Thanks, brother. Yeah, bots are not email 2.0. Bots are not. Like people who say that all the time, like, it is not. That's the wrong way to think about it. You think about that, you're gonna get your bot shut down, dude.
Totally.
So anyway, I appreciate your time, man. And
appreciate you.
Again, tell Sarah that we had a great conversation, and don't ever hesitate to reach out, man.
I will. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. You have a good one. Thank you.
Have a good week, brother.
You too.